by Vertex of Abundance. My name is Priestess Abossi. I'll be your oracle today. I'm really sorry. We're unprepared, and I don't have everything I need to really perform at my best, but progress is better than perfection. And you know me with my Virgo midheaven, I will sit here forever and a day trying to be a perfectionist. So why don't we just get this out? We're gonna try to go quickly. The moon is full in Aquarius, so that's a seventh house event, just so you know. And typically it talks about open enemies. So there will be other things. There can be illuminations about or insight about one-on-one relationships. These are ones that are kind of solidified. It can also be any relationship. It doesn't have to be filial, can be congenial. It can't even be professional, to be honest. Not so much like a worker, like a job, but if you're dealing with an accountant, a doctor, a lawyer, somebody that you would be relying on heavily for a while, it could talk about that. So there's a lot of funny business going on. And seventh house event during Leo season means enemies to the public, enemies to the collective. Okay, so what I'm noticing is that there's a lot of cycles ending, especially around bondage, karma. See, Aquarius is the sign where Saturn blesses you with good karma. Capricorn is typically where you get that bad karma. Unless you're part of the evil side, and then Capricorn would work for you. But we're not talking about Capricorn right now. I just want to repeat really quickly. We're getting a little energy on enemies being exposed or wrapping up cycles karmically with enemies to the collective, to the public. Things that are out there in the open. So if there's been things going on that are hidden and unseen, they're going to come out to the open probably suddenly. So these are things also that have been going on, at least from a heightened state. They may have been going on longer than the last 6 months, but the last 6 months it's leveled up, kicked up. The conflict, whether we knew or didn't know, whether it was hidden or open, whether it was covert, overt, whether it was, micro, macro, we're getting that information. So something's going to solidify. Also, I just heard our powers, but our psychic gifts, our intuition, it's going to be heightened. And I got to move the camera eventually, but that's not where we're at. Now, I'm hearing that Keisha Cole song, Last Night. Something I tried to call, didn't want to let you down. Why don't you pick up the phone and dial my number? So I feel like also somebody knows something about us. Somebody has insight. It might be an entity, energy, ideology, whatever. There's information, content that is already known, probably hidden from us, that's coming out. I honestly think that there are beings, collectives, operating, orchestrating, machinating, running machinations that involve the public, involve the masses of society, and some information, some energy, entity, ideology is going to come out or be exposed. Okay, there's Leo, so we're halfway done already. Thank gosh. And then let's go ahead and. Oh, come on. So I got a little funny comment, and I don't know why I'm plucking it out of obscurity and answering it. I'm into athleisure, just so you know. So these are athletic tights. Compression shorts is the actual specific term for them. And I have them in all colors, and I have like 5 of each color. So somebody was talking about me wearing the same thing, or wearing my underwear. You sound stupid. I don't know who you are, so stay away or come correct. Okay. Good luck with your life, darling. Get something to do. Cause I'm busy, so I record like 5 videos at once. What you doing? If you have time to be, critiquing me, you missed the point. You failed the assignment. Okay. Peace be with you. Peace be upon you. Have a blessed day and a nice life. Goodbye. New chapter is what this says. So even though, like, that's the thing, it's very confusing sometimes for the novice, because like the full moon is when things end. It's always when things are wrapping up. The moon is when you purge karma. And the new moon is when you start a cycle. You typically plant the seeds of your intention at or around the time of the new moon. And um, during the full moon is when you you wrap up cycles. Okay? So even like the malangrosa, the evil, the brujeria, you know, even them, they start at the new moon when they want to work some kind of little witchy intention, even if it's negative. Okay, so the full moon is when you let things go, and it's weird because like, why if it's an ending, why if it's a let go cycle or a let go period would you be starting something? Well, that just means that it's like wrapping up of something gross. I don't know if that makes sense. So when it says new chapter, it literally means something's over. It's like when you're hosting a guest, maybe they're a family member or something, and we don't want them here, but we're nice and kind and we let them stay for 4 days a week or whatever. And then they finally leave. That's like the full moon. You know, you're letting your guest leave, and like you get to go back to doing what you were doing already, or you get to go back to normal, or the blockage has kind of been relieved. To me, like if it says something is beginning around the full moon, because that's an oxymoron. It's like redundant. It cancels itself out. It's not even redundant. It's dichotomous. It cancels itself out. Um, it's kind of like traffic is lifting. You know what I mean? It's like you're stuck in traffic and it's gridlock for a minute, and then all of a sudden you can navigate again. That to me is like when it says that new energy is coming at the full moon. The energy was already ramping itself up. It's not that new. It just is finally unblocked, unencumbered, if that makes sense. So 24, number 24 in the deck is the Two of Wands, by the way. And I'm curious what that Keisha song is all about. Okay. So you're being nudged to move forward. Take that next step. A new adventure awaits. Interchange and transformation has been occurring within you. Your new soul yearns to take that next step, a leap of faith into the unknown. A new chapter waits with new opportunities and adventures. Your heart has been nudging you forward for some time now, but the cautious mind has kept that at bay, or kept you at bay. Do not let fears of the unknown hold you back in a place that offers no growth. More than anything, your soul longs to grow and evolve. Staying where you are does not give you the room to soar to new heights or spiritual awareness and full consciousness. This part of the journey can be quite difficult, not only for you, but for those around you. Go through the process, honor your feelings and the feelings of those involved, but do not stay in the state of discomfort. Honor this period, but move through it with courage, strength, and determination. Breathe deep and release all your fears, all your doubts, and all your concerns, and all your worries. Follow your heart, listen to your intuition and inner guidance. Believe in yourself. Do not trouble yourself with the opinions and expectations of others. This is your life, and you know what is truly best for you. Although you cannot see it, your next chapter brings wondrous lessons for the growth that is needed for your soul. Be true to yourself always, and trust the spirit. Trust that spirit will guide your way. Take some time out and reflect on nature's wisdom to guide you through this period. Rest assured that smooth roads are ahead. Prayer. Great Spirit, guide me through this transition and give me the courage to make the changes to help my soul grow. The associated chakras are the solar plexus and the heart, and the mantra is you are being nudged to move forward, take that next step, and a new adventure awaits. So that's what I'm getting, that we're changing, we're shifting, we're breaking out, breaking free. It's like I'm seeing shackles becoming unshackled, like breaking out of handcuffs, breaking out of jail kind of energy. And it's that stuck energy. People want us to stay as they left us. People, when we're no longer something that people can understand and recognize, they don't feel comfortable with that. Number one, because when we try new things, it brings up new fears, and not everybody actually can deal with new fears. Some people cannot go and be self-employed. Some people cannot go and quit a job on the spot and not know where their next paycheck is coming from. Some people cannot go out there and walk out on faith. And so some of what we're breaking free from is other people's opinions. Go ahead and smash that like button if you can. And hi, hello, and welcome. If you're new, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. It's an honor and a privilege and a pleasure to serve you. We will be deliberating the findings from Thoth Tarot by Aleister Crowley, Lady Frida Harris, and we'll be imposing the guidance. Okay, come on. And we will be imposing the guidance from Nadi Anastasia's Cosmic Activation Cards for the Soul. If anything that is said resonates deeply with you, go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, leave a review, book a session, send a donation. We'll also be imposing or deliberating the findings from Thoth Tarot by Aleister Crowley. So there's two. It's the Aleister Crowley Tarot and the Thoth Tarot. They're both by Aleister Crowley, but one is called Aleister Crowley Tarot and the other one is called Thoth Tarot. So we'll be using both of those. Okay, so let's begin. Already I can see that we enter into this cycle. We were coasting for a while in a kind of happy and safe space, but we had a desire to grow. So we wanted to feel with this Page of Wands in harmony. Okay, Four of Wands, Page of Wands, that means feeling in harmony, feeling in union, feeling aligned, okay? And we were working things out, orchestrations, machinations, or collaborations, co-creations, okay? There's some shift here about gaining emotional fortitude, strength, courage, and wisdom. Now, I do want to say there's a transformation here. So it would seem to some people like we were burning ish down. I just heard that, sugar, honey, iced tea. We were burning ish down. And sometimes you got to do it. Let it burn. I mean, honestly, a Page of Wands here. Let it burn. Let it die. Frankly, honestly, I don't know what else to say there. And that's what happens. To somebody in the third dimension, it can look like complete and sheer destruction when really this is making way for new life. And that's not our fault, not our problem. But it is something other people around us are going to have to deal with. And they may shriek and cause concerns. And that's, I'm sorry, that's a basic human thing to do. I don't mean like ordinary human, I mean a basic beta. That's a common suboptimal, you know what I mean? We here are extraordinary. We here are bigger, brighter, and better. We here are above average. We here are looking into the future with our head above the horizons, okay? Looking towards the stars. We are not sitting here trying to be who we were yesterday, okay? So that's just something that we've got to also understand, because the page is also like a baby priestess. It's somebody who's starting their path, who's starting to get that nurturance, that guidance from the universe, actually. And if it's the universe here, it's supreme authority. It's and God. Okay, so it's not nobody who wants to do actual factual, logical, linear. Okay, listen, homie, it's not about that. I don't have to look in the history books, science books, textbooks, religious books to know what's up and what to do. Unless you're gonna wipe my ass for me, you should step back and stop telling me what to do. It's fine if somebody wants to support and can say, hey, I don't really know if you're making an informed decision there. Could you tell me what your intention is? Could you help? And listen, it's fine to say this, but that doesn't work for me either. Could you help me feel better? Could you help me understand how you're serving yourself, making that decision? That's what a kind, caring, and concerned person is gonna do. They're not gonna sit there and try to hinder us. They're not gonna sit there and try to, get in our way. And that's a maladaptive, idiosyncratic, perfunctory, misguided human who's gonna sit there and try to regulate another person so they can feel better about themselves. The word is co-regulation, and that's according to consensual agreement. So if I opt out at any time by putting a boundary, a standard, you don't get to override, bypass, dismiss, or summarily disregard what the F I'm saying. You can step aside and step up out my way. That's what's up. So I think people are finally going to understand that, and we're not going to sit around and ask permission, and we're not going to coddle their feelings during that process either. We don't actually have to wipe their ass for them, so we're going to choose not to do so. And not everybody's going to like that, and we're not actually going to care. So that's what this says. I'm just abbreviating. There you go. We do have the Five of Swords here with the Queen of Swords, so that means needing boundaries, just so you know. The Page of Wands with the Four of Wands means feeling safe, secure, feeling in union, feeling aligned, to be honest. So it might seem a little scary because we got to be a little cutthroat, you know. Come for me, run, come run. But you know, you F around, you do find out. And you and your little feelings are not me and my problem. You know, if you're not able to go and do your own work and wipe your own ass and process your feelings and convert that into what your needs are, I'm actually not available to care, and that's not my problem. That seems to be yours. Okay, so I just want to say not everybody's going to like that, but it is the end of some kind of cycle because a new future is upon us. We've actually been withheld from our future for quite some time. People have been standing in our way, and we've been ourselves basic beta humans. We've been basic Becky's for a while, allowing other people to have a say in what we do, allowing other people to inform and instruct how we feel about ourselves, how we think about our future, how we, you know, plan our plans, how we order our steps. And see, that's ending. That's yesterday. That's who we were yesterday. So you want to come in my house with a little floppy disk and I got a DVD player. What's up? You know, I can't even access that information anymore. You know, you want to talk about who I used to be because that was the person you were comfortable with or who you knew intimately or who you liked. Honey, it's like trying to rob my old house. You might be walking out with DVD players and boom boxes and clothes and barbecues and TVs, but I don't live there no more. That's not my stuff. You know, so you can pop up at the mouth and la-di-da and yada-yada, and you know what, so have you. I don't actually care. I'm not available. So that's the energy I'm getting from this. You know, people are going to want us to be more the same. They're going to want us to get back in the box and be conditioned. They're going to want us to stay at the bottom of the barrel with them, like some stupid little crab in a bucket. That's a 5, okay? A 5 of cups, crab in a bucket. You know, a 5 of wands, bottom of the barrel. That's a basic little bitch. That's not what we're about. I'm sorry, baby. That's just a no. This is a no. So, oops. Sucks for you. You can go deal with your problems in the corner. Like I was saying, 5 of cups there. So I get it. You know, people have their little feelings and whatever. I don't actually know. I mean, you could work that out on your own. Okay, because yelling and yodeling and whining and wailing and quabbling and quibbling at the end of the day ain't gonna make it no better. That's what's up. You know, a person who takes risk in life gets reward in life. You know, if I want your life, I will do what you do. That's what's up. Okay, and so when I speak passionately, sometimes I sound angry, but I'm not. That's just what's up. And so we're going to have these kinds of conversations with the people around us. And of course, you can be a lot more kind and polite and nice. And you can do the woochie coochie kumbaya lullaby bullshit if you want. Hey, you know, have at it. I'm not about that. I like to take massive action. All right? And I'm sorry, I don't ask permission to live my life. I don't understand that equation. But that is kind of what we're going to have to do. A lot of people are going to need soothing, whatever that is. I mean, this Yimanti, the lovers, it's clarified by the Cavalli de Copa, the Knight of Cups, and the Cinque, the 5 of Cups. So the Knight of Cups, 5 of Cups, that means desiring detox. To be honest, it's kind of like we need to take a shit. I'm sorry, it literally is, we need to flush the toilet. And it doesn't always mean garbage and caca. It just means like the energy's stuck, something needs to shift. It's kind of like needing to smudge the room or clear the energy away, or, you know, do a Nancy Pelosi. You know, that's what it means. It's like, ugh, gross. Like, give me something new, give me something fresh. This is stale and stagnant. That's kind of what that means. So how do I explain that a little bit nicer? I don't know, because I don't care about people's feelings like that. Be clear on what your needs are. I don't want to hear complaining. I want to hear something substantive, cogent, salient, germane to the matter at hand. If it's not moving me forward, it's actually keeping me behind. If it's not helpful to say, it's actually hurtful to say. So what's up? All this rukuku, kumbaya, lullaby, what is this? What is this? Get away from me with that. I don't want to be disparaging. What I want is to provide some space for efficacious growth, effervescent illumination, for, collaborative ascension, not this, let's quibble and quabble and stay basic together. I mean, that's called enabling. That means you're codependent. You need me to co-sign your BS. Okay, so it's not going to be easy to make change when you have a bunch of people holding on, wanting you to stay the same. Because already out the gate, we got 2 5s. That means we're dealing with bottom of the barrel basic people. I mean, listen, the best thing here is to leave them behind and to go away and pray for them. Tell the Lord that he needs to holler at his child and order their steps and illuminate their path. Because us trying to do that, listen. People need to want to collaborate and participate in their change. That means taking an active participatory role in their own life. That's what's up. I don't know a nicer way to say that. Yeah, baby doll. Like, I can't sit here and live your life for you. You gotta play an active participatory role in your own life. In the fellowship, we call that taking responsibility, being accountable. Life is not happening to you, it's happening for you. And if you want to sit on the sidelines and watch your life pass you by, okay, baby, that's just not going to be my narrative. That's just not going to be my story. Because this emotional fortitude requires us to change up a lot. Literally, it means juggling, changing up a lot of things. A lot of things are going to do a switcheroonie. One day it's up, then it's not going to be stuck. It's going to be over the next day. That's what's up. And people are going to want us to stay the same. That's see, I'm out of nice words. This is said, let them cry. When you have the Lover's card and a bunch of 5s, it means a lot of people cannot go to the next step. It's kind of like we have a wedding and there's only 100 people we can invite to the wedding because that's what the budget is, but there's 400 people in our phone book. So we got to make some hard decisions. And people are going to have some tears and some complaints. And you know what, homie, honey, darling, sweetie, did you pay for my wedding? Okay, you got to go. You got to be quiet. And I guess we don't need a relationship that bad because you want to focus on the problem more than want to focus on the relationship. So that's what this is. Basic people. What else is there to say? Basic people. And then you got 5 of Cups. That's called the undesirables. And then you have the 5 of Swords. That's called the foreboding. Those are the people that are fallen. Okay, so what does that mean? Persona non grata, meaning PNG, unwanted person. Okay, and that's what we got to work with. Okay, so call me mean, call me harsh, but I come here to pull through, come through, stand on business. I come hard, come harder. I need to tell you what's up. It ain't gonna be pleasant because the next cycle ain't for the weak. That's what the Leo card is about. It means strength, courage, and wisdom. It means heart's desires. It means soul's ambitions. It means emotional fortitude. Not no weak, whiny, wimpy, weak weasels. Okay, so I had to pull a dolphin there. Sorry. Miss Guzzi. So when we put an end to that, when we wrap that up, here's what's up. It is going to leave us kind of hanging high. So it's not going to be pleasant, darling, but don't worry about it. It's got to be done anyway. Because here's the energy for that. We need to make some moves, and we gotta be kind of ruthless with it. We gotta be kind of savage a little bit. Not of swords, okay? Because we're desiring, listen, there's rules and regulations here. If we don't rule and regulate and restrain other people, we're gonna be restricted ourselves. If we don't restrict other people, we're gonna be restrained ourselves. And that's what's up. Luckily, we are the ones who get to exercise this decision, but we're on orders from the Lord. From the Lord. This is Sky Daddy. This is Alibaba. This is Papa Bandio. Okay? This is Lord Narayan. This is the being that animates the universe, and the universe is here. Okay? So people got things to say. Take it to your mama. People got things to say. You can take it to your mama, you can take it to Mother Earth, you can take it to Pachamama, Gaia, you can take it to Terra, you can take it, and not whatever you want to do. Take it to the goddess, because I ain't got time for that. Because I have to weigh up some things here. And I can only service people who are open-hearted and who want to move through, pull through, based on faith, based on ascension, based on spirituality, divinity. Not know none of this little bullish. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that's about. I can't help you with that. Sorry, baby, you gotta go. Because all this riggedy smirk twerk, all this little hidden agenda, ulterior motives, you can miss me with that. For real, for real. Because it does mean that these people are to a degree fake. So they're gonna wanna swap places with us, really. Meaning that if they're saying, nay, 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 I'm scared for you. Okay, little concern troll. Okay, little Mr. Respectability politic, little, compassion baiting and tone policing and individuality shaming. Tisk, tisk, tisk. You know what, homie? Why are you sitting here minding my business? You need to go worry about yourself. You need to go find something to do. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm getting. That's what this is giving. Okay? Because there's a degree of falsity here with this La Luna, the moon. Okay? It means that people can't move forward, leaving their old selves behind. Because the cost for your new life is to sacrifice your old. The price for the new you is to kill the old you. You don't know? And how the heck is it my job to explain to you when I'm clutching on for dear life to these little tiny coattails God has given me to get an inch forward into the future? When I'm clawing myself out of the gutter with bloody fingernails, why am I supposed to turn around and worry about you when you can't even look up above the horizon? And all you want to do is look back behind you at the crabs that are stuck in the barrel. I'm supposed to cuddle and co-sign that bullshit? Oh, honey. I'm sorry. That math isn't working. That math is not mathing. Syntax error does not compute. Okay, that's illogical. That's delulu. Okay, so what's up? Because to move forward, you got to leave some things behind. And we got 3 nights here, so there should be some massive action, baby. That's what's up. And we've been given that moment to get up out our heads and to look at things from a different perspective and to see what's up. But you see, we're going to sit here with all the rhymes and the reasons and all the whys, the whys, and all the logic and the linear thinking and the... No. Guided by faith, not by sight. The thing about intuition is, yeah, it's a little bit scary, but it gives you resources. If your heart, if your soul is calling you and begging you to grow, guess what happens? Guess what happens? The universe is ordering your steps. You'll know what you need to do to make it through that next step. It's when it's not really for you that your mind's gonna second guess and your mind's gonna, sneak attack. I can't do this little, I'm a whiny weasel, I don't know what to do, I barely know how to wipe my ass, look at me, I'm scared. I'm just gonna sit here and yell and yodel and quabble and quibble, I'm not gonna do something about myself. Pick it up and keep it moving. I don't know what that looks like and how to do that. I most definitely don't know how to co-sign it. Okay, and this isn't I'm not, on a soapbox. That's just, this energy keeps saying leave them behind, break it off, cut them off, break it off, leave them back in the bucket, leave them back in the barrel, leave them behind, leave them behind, leave them behind. So I hope you got that message. Let's move forward. Yeah, because it's a burden. There's this quote by Jim Rohn. I was so fortunate to meet him. He was one of my mentors. And I'm sorry, but I love anybody who followed Peter Drucker. I wish I could have met him. You know how they always ask, if you could have lunch with anybody dead or alive, who would it be? Peter Drucker. Jim Rohn says you might be able to carry one person with you, but you're not going to be able to carry 3 on your back. You're not Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Okay, so what does that mean? It means we can only help people who are trying to help themselves. Right now, we got to help ourselves. And that's just the thing. When you speak truth, it does scurry away the little ratas, cucarachas. Here's the little secret. When you turn the light on in the dark room, the ratas, the cucarachas, they run back to the corner. The rodents run back to the gutter. The roaches run back to the garbage. I don't mean to speak so strongly, but that's what we're dealing with, my darling. The little rats in our society had a place to hide, and it was in broad daylight. That's over. It's been ending for about 6 months, but now the time to pivot into a new direction is here. The time to turn that corner is here. Where now there's a schism where overnight people are gonna go this way or people are gonna go that way. And we've gotta choose. We can't straddle the fence, play both sides here. Are you gonna live in divinity? Are you gonna surrender to the divine? Or are you gonna sit here and spiral into darkness and madness and eventually end up in the abyss? Because the alternative is to be what's called an earthbound soul. Somebody who missed the assignment while they were alive, who did accumulate not knowledge, but so many attachments that when they divided from their body, also as died, that there were more things that weighed them down to the physical dimension than the spiritual dimension. That's the alternative. So here with this world card, which means wrapping it the F up, it means we've got to choose. Two of Wands. We've got to choose action or we've got to choose bondage. And this is, by the way, is purgatory. Wasn't I just talking about earthbound souls? And so this is the knowledge we need to sit on here. La Papessa, the High Priestess, it means pure exalted influence over an entire cycle. Well, here's the cycle wrapping up. By the way, these two cards together means a sophisticated woman. So get savvy, girl. Listen to your priestess. Get savvy, honey. Because, by the way, this is a woman of great spiritual power. Someone that has the ear of the divine, the ear of the Lord, who God whispers to. Where do you think that white light is coming from? That she's showering down? Where do you think that white light is coming from? Okay? So y'all can say what you want to say, but get with it and get right. That's what's up. Because something feels off. Grant me a moment. Yeah, something feels off here. Here's the deal. You've got to choose what eternity. That's the thing with the Two of Cups. You've got to choose the thing that lasts beyond the word is the thing that survives the mortal coil. You've got to choose eternity. That's the thing. With the twos, there's always a choice here. One's a decision, one's a choice. So you got to choose, you got to weigh up your options here, choose your path. And the path that you need to choose is the one that will last eternity. Don't worry about the things that you can't carry with you to the grave. You understand what that means? There's things that you can't take to heaven with you. And see, that's what everybody down here is worried about. And that's what fear is. It's false events appearing real. It's face everything and run. That's what I look at fear as. If something scares me, I get excited because I get to smash something to smithereens. I'm very counterphobic. It's called a shame attack, a fear attack. I'll just tackle it. But I'm a mighty lion. I'm not a little rodent. I know that doesn't work for everybody. I know that's harsh, but it's the reality. I don't mean to bludgeon you to death with the truth. I just need to impress upon you that you can... Let me put it to you this way, darling, and here's what I had to learn. It was a hard lesson, but I'm so glad I learned it. You can deal with the pain of discipline, or you can deal with the pain of regret. Discipline weighs ounces and regret weighs tons. You're always going to have to deal with the pain. So when the pain to change becomes less than the pain it takes to remain the same, which one do you think is an easier option? You can deal with the pain of being resigned to a mediocre life, or you can deal with the pain it takes to create a bigger, brighter, and better life. The secret there is you're gonna have to deal with some kind of pain. And so that's what the average little mediocre, basic human is gonna do. They're gonna, seek pleasure and avoid pain. Well, when you're willing to do the things that everybody else is not doing, you're willing to have the things and afford yourself the life that nobody else is going to get. Does that sound like a great little wager? I would make it. I would make that wager every time. And here's the greatest thing of all. Besides having faith in God, you get to bet on yourself. Wouldn't you take that bet every time? And if you wouldn't, you're watching the wrong channel. I'm gonna keep them coming. You know, I'll be here all night, folks. Not really, but for another half hour. So that's just what's up. I gotta tell you, it's not particularly easy, but it is simple. It's not particularly complex, but it is hard. It's hard to come through, pull through, stand on business, especially for yourself. And that's the thing. The reason why we were so attached to these people is because it was easier to try to not let them down than it was to let ourselves down. But that's the thing about the moon in Aquarius. You can't lie to yourself. And once you know, you know. And here's the deal about Aquarius. It's the eternal soul, darling. It's your God sovereign free self. So, your soul knows what's up. Oh, secret, there you go. I hate to inform you, but we gotta keep going. So this high priestess is sitting in the cycle of knowing that we desire choices or we have to desire bondage. We can choose freedom or we can choose hell, and it's right here at the gate. It's up to us. So you know which one I'm voting on. Yeah, there's some terms and conditions here with the Three of Swords, and unfortunately, with the Three of Swords and the Tower, it means rude awakening. Okay, so that's just what's up, because if we do want this triumph, this victory, this coveted elite spot that we're desiring, we're gonna have to rest on our own laurels. So what work have we done? Because that's what we're going to manifest. The truth of the matter, my dear, is that we are a golden goose. But only if we believe that we're golden, if we believe that we are stardust, if we believe that we're God sovereign and free. And how do we do that? We need to understand our self-worth and value and understand that we deserve it. But how do you know that you deserve it? It's because you've done the work. How do you know that you've done the work? It's because you've invested in yourself. How do you know that you've invested in yourself? Because you've been willing to let other people down. Do you see how that math works? And so if you're listening to the voices of everybody else but yourself, you're the one who's being let down. Okay? It's just the truth, baby doll. And that's what this is about. Oh, something happened. Oh, okay. I knew something happened. That's just the truth. That's just the truth. The truth. T-R-U-F. The truth. That's the truth. All right? You know, I put a little TV on when I watch house chores, and I put on like this mythological show when I was like mopping my floors and washing my walls and stuff. And it was so interesting because like all the little fairy tales that we hear, they're not fairy tales, but it's stuff that happens on another realm and another time. And I just kept being reminded how condensed and contracted and how small of a space we truly inhabit is. And like if we don't allow our self-worth and value, if we don't allow our strength, courage, and wisdom to like expand, we're always going to stay small. And that's the cycle here. We're being told to be bigger, brighter, and better. I don't know what else to say. It's because there are people in the world, the cabal, there are people who know exactly how to have that life that they want. We call them the elites, we call them the ultra high net worth people. It's more than that. There are people who choose themselves every single day. And they don't ask permission to do that either, and they don't think twice about it either. And it doesn't mean that when you choose yourself that you're narcissistic or psychopathic, or you can be altruistic while you choose yourself. If you're living your best life, that's how you actually can give fully and freely. Otherwise, whatever you're giving other people is based on the condition. And it's not real love, and I'm talking about what the other person is giving us. It's not real love if we have to be a certain thing in order to continue to receive that love. True unconditional love has zero conditions. The other person does not need to be a single, any other thing to continue receiving our love. Now, unconditional love does not mean unconditional tolerance. Does that make sense? And so that's the thing. Like, the truth is we've got to choose ourselves every time so that we can continue to service these other people. And if we're stuck in a situation, a situationship, where we're stuck trying to give another person love and they only receive it a certain kind of way, choose people that choose you and go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. Because that's called an insecure attachment. If you have to twist yourself in knots to service an attachment, you're insecure in that attachment. Because the moment you are your authentic self in that attachment, you're going to get ridiculed. You're going to get what's called a negative feedback loop. The whole respectability politicking, or if it's worse than respectability politicking, it's bona fide gaslighting and manipulation, which is toxicity. And if you flip-flop who you are, it's called shape-shifting. In order to service an attachment, that's called a disorganized attachment style anyways. So the only other type of disorganized personality type is a sociopath. I'm sorry, is a psychopath. The low end of the psychopathic spectrum, which is generally called antisocial personality type. I won't say disorder because we don't diagnose here. But a not so good psychopath is actually just called a disorganized psychopath. Psychopaths are different than sociopaths because psychopaths don't have a conscience. Does that make sense? Are you hearing what I'm saying? So let me just go back to the root of what I said. If you have to flip-flop around in order to service an attachment, by the way, that's an insecure attachment, but also that's called a disorganized attachment style. Or one day you're up or one day you're down just so you can keep this other person around. Is that the life you want for yourself? All right? So what happens when we reach out and touch faith here? We start to manifest. Okay, so boom, da, there you go. Number one thing I want to say here right now. Whenever you have the sun and Mercury, that's a manifestation. Whenever you have Jupiter and the sun, that's a manifestation. And guess what? We got all three. We got all three here. So this is talking about we have to be doing our life's mission, our purpose here. We need to be fully aligned in our soul, purpose, mission, karma, destiny. We need to be doing the calling on our life. When we're aligned, nothing's going to be difficult. And when things are difficult, it's not going to be difficult to get out of it. We're not going to be stuck. And this is saying, in order to walk out into the light, in order to be enlightened, in order to go to the in garden, the promised land, paradiso, we need to let some things die. The saddest part of a broken heart isn't the ending, it's the start. Because the tragedy starts from the very first part, because you lose your mind for the sake of your heart. When you see a red flag and you don't cop to it right away, later on it comes back to haunt you. Because you get 6 months, 18 months, 5 years into a relationship, and during the breakup, you remember all those things in the beginning that were warning signs. And a red flag doesn't mean you have to about face and run. Sometimes it does. Okay? Like, I don't ever want to see a person talking shit about their ex. I don't ever want to see a person who doesn't, talks bad about their kids. You're that kind of person, I'm out. Also, if you make fun of me for exercising or for not, for going to bed early, I will run away from you. That's me. You're going to have your own. My point here is like, a red flag doesn't mean that you run away. A red flag means you stop what you're doing and you address it. Now, you don't always stop what you're doing. What happens if you're at a dinner party? You need to give negative feedback within 72 hours, or you have to wait till the time it occurs again. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, we have to be willing to say goodbye to things Because when you're in alignment, it means that you're going to attract what's right for you, but you're going to repel what's not right for you. And if you're used to, if you weren't born, or if you weren't used to getting love like on a silver spoon, what happens is you'll lick it off a knife. And you'll become accustomed to doing so. And then you think crumbs is okay. So we have to need to be in alignment. That's the idea here. If we find any justification, any rationalization that involves a narrative where we are not only open to things that are in alignment, we're still on the bad team. We still miss the assignment. You hear what I'm saying? Because what's right for you will not pass you by unless you're not in the right space. And still it's true, because then you're wherever you're supposed to be. Meaning wherever you're at right now is teaching you lessons, and you can use those lessons to catapult you forward or to hold you back. So when you are who you're supposed to be, when you are where you're supposed to be, you will attract what's right for you. But understand, when you're attracting what is right for you, you're also repelling what isn't right for you. And a person with strength, courage, and wisdom, a person with emotional fortitude is going to be okay with that. Let it die. Let it break down. Let them be upset. Let them not agree. Let them talk their shit. When you turn the light on in a dark room, the ratas, the cucarachas, they run back to the corner. Let the rats run back to the gutter. Let the roaches run back to the garbage. It's okay. It's okay. And see, when you're, I'm attached. I'm codependent. I'm needy. I need to hold on to all these things that seem like they're slipping through my fingers. When things are falling apart, oftentimes they're falling together. When you build a house, what happens first? You rise, erect is what it's called. You erect the scaffolding. Do you think every single part of building a house is there when the house is finished? No. No. When that house is done, you tear up that blue painter's tape, you get rid of that scaffolding. Like oftentimes when you start making a painting or a picture, or you do drywall, you put a template down. You draw little ley lines, lead lines. That's not there in the finished product. And the thing about getting to your destination, I like to look at it like flying a plane. They say when you're flying a plane, it's actually 90% boredom and 10% panic, because you start on time and you end on time, but in between you're off course all the time. And so it's a series of course corrections. And if you don't have both your training and your tools, meaning your gauges, you're not going to make it there. And sometimes your gauges aren't working, so you really need to trust your training. But half the time you can't trust your own instincts when you're in the sky, when you're up in the air, 50,000 feet above the ground. So you have to also rely on your instruments. People don't understand. Oh, but, homegirl, honey, sweetie, homie, darling child, let me tell you a little secret. You can have reasons or you can have results. You cannot have both at the same time, baby doll. That's the way it works. That's how it's gonna be at the end of the day. You wanna quibble quabble, honey? You enjoy that. You're not gonna get to the finish line, the promised land. That's not how it works. If you're more focused on the reason why you ain't where you wanna be than how you're gonna get to where you wanna be, that's what's up. If the why is big enough, then the how does not matter. Okay? I just read it down. There you go. I mean, I could redo these cards now, but why? The thing that we really did need to cover was that when you are in alignment, the things that are for you will catch up to you, especially if you're not spending all your time, energy, effort, and attention running after what you think is for you anyways. But that's just the thing as well. When you do get into alignment, it's going to kill a lot of things that are not really supposed to be there. It's going to starve a lot of garbage. It's going to starve a lot. You know, how do you kill cancer? You starve it. It's like if you take a moldy piece of wood and you leave it under the sun, you come back an hour later, that mold is gone. So the crab can't grow if it doesn't have something that it can hold on to. And see, I kept thinking Six of Pentacles because that's the breadcrumb card. So this is saying with Il Bigetto, it's saying that we do need to learn how to look at a bigger, brighter, and better future from a new set of eyes. We're doing this bullish. We're on some crap here. I don't know. We need to go back to the dealer, get a refund for that crap. That's what's up. Because life is trying to conspire with us. Life is trying to co-create with us, and we're on some bullish. I'm just gonna say it, baby. We got it stupid. We stuck on stupid, and that's what's up. Because we need to recognize. Aha! Wake up. That's what this is saying. I'm just gonna say it like that because literally life keeps coming towards us, keeps drip, drip, drop, drop, keeps trying to align and order our steps for us, and unless we can actually perceive, we're gonna miss it. We keep calling in new blessings and killing them as they arrive. Is what this is saying. And so we got to sit on the throne and stay on the throne. Is what this is saying. I'm trying to be kind, baby, but this reading wants me to shout at everybody, and I'm not actually going to do that. Because we stuck. And see, the full moon is actually karmic. Doesn't matter the sign that it's in. The new moon is very beneficent. The full moon is always very not malevolent, but it is karmic. It's a lesson to learn. You take that shit, you flush it down the toilet, you don't sit there and wait for it to come back. It's gone, and you want it to never come back. That's what happens, okay? So flush. We need to flush. We need to flush. There's no nicer way to say that. Because life keeps coming for us, and what we keep doing is purging it. So we're manifesting these blessings, and we're killing them as they arrive. And so we're about to shift. That's what this moon cycle is about. Once we recognize, then we can start to get these benefits that are coming in because the seeds have already been planted, but they're not being watered correctly. So it's like all this new growth is below the soil and it'll rise above the surface when we can nurture it and give it an actual good environment to grow in. Because when seeds are not growing, we wonder, it's not the seed, it's the soil. It needs nutrients, it needs oxygen, it needs the right minerals. You hear what I'm saying? This is not evil seed. That actually happens more with procreation, not germination. So we should be feeling blessed. We should be feeling open because that's what we need. We need to be open to the divine. And we need to be okay with terminating contracts that we don't need to be aligned to anymore. So I rebuke, I revoke, I rescind, I reject, I repel any agreements, any contracts, any cords that are incorrect and do not belong. Anything that does not respect my God sovereign free self, I rebuke it in the name of Adehavioso Tokbeloso. Hello le dulo, hello le do. I collapse all portals. I quarantine all dimensions. I block every single road. I lock every single door. I close every single window that does not lead me on the path to divinity. May every single evil eye go blind. Let every evil wagging tongue be cut out. Like that, like that. Put an end to it, let it die. Yeah, because we got, because the other alternative is to sit there and suffer. Like a double nine. We do need space from a lot of things. And we need to clearly move forward into a bigger, brighter, better future, not leaving a lot of things behind. Because that's what's going to bring us alignment. And this means spiritual victory here. Karmic victory, spiritual victory. And when these two things are together, it's Mame Radha. You know, it's Mr. H. Shango. Some of us would say, oh yeah. Okay, it's storm. You know, so after the storm, the sun will come out. But you know what happens during the storm? That's when God has the little cover, the little smoke screen to come in and with the scythe, take every little evil, demonic entity, energy, ideology away. When the universe takes a shit, it literally looks like a rainstorm, like a thunderstorm. So what this is saying is, when we begin to recognize things coming in that we're aligned with, that's when we'll be able to move forward unencumbered. Until then, the only forward movement we'll make is in lessons. Because there's many, many truths that we need, and honestly, they're gonna let us suffer until we get those truths. Because they need our soul clean and pure. So let me just say it this way. Suffering cleanses. Suffering purifies. Austerity cleanses, but suffering purifies. And if you can't cleanse on your own, you will be purified. And that's a period, point blank. Okay? So austerity cleanses, but if you can't deal with that, then suffering will purify, because conflict breeds change. Adversity is the catalyst for success. Pain returns you to the path. Do you understand the assignment now? Because they're not really asking. That's why we're in a physical vessel. That's why they put us in our body. So if we don't want to do the work, we don't get to actually stay in class. That means we get recalled home. And do you want to go before the throne and tell God why you didn't do what you were supposed to do? Do you want to go back to Sky Daddy and be like, I know you gave me an assignment, but you know, I thought again about it, and I decided to do something different. Okay, so when you do that, you're messing with your immortal soul. Just be careful. You're free to do that. I mean, you do have free will. But here's the thing, when you're on divine assignment, we're not a basic Becky. What does that mean? It means, yeah, we'll do pretty well with our little free will, but guess what? Divine will is so much better for those who are here on divine assignment. Everybody else paid admission to be here. We're getting paid a salary. We're here on assignment. We didn't write an application for Earth School. We came to teach as part of the faculty. So we need to hurry up and get our credentials so we can step in front of the class. And how are you going to step in front of the class if you didn't read the syllabus? How are you going to be able to teach the syllabus? So step back in alignment. Get right. That's what that means. So when you have the Nine of Swords and La Justicia, the Nine of Swords and the Justice card, it means that there's a lot of things that we're guilty about, or there's a lot of guilty people around us. Because we're supposed to be freeing ourselves, you know, being unencumbered. We're supposed to be, you know, light as a feather. Okay, so we're done with the reading. We're going to do this last round. I know I came for you, but you're welcome. It's just too much of this funny business, this quibble quabble. I don't know what to do with that. I'm not a rata cucaracha. I'm a mighty lion. Okay? I don't know how to wicked meek and pussyfoot and tiptoe around. What is that? How does that work? No, thank you. So this is saying, if we do come into alignment, then we will have successfully defended our spot, because it is one of supreme authority. And because what they want for us is to take a decision, which means we cut some things off. Okay, actually, because we should be feeling like we're on high ground, and we're not. If we're sitting here worried about what people are going to think and what's going to happen if we move forward and leave these people behind, we're not defending our high ground. Listen, when you make a change to your character, to your demeanor, to your boundaries, to your standards, to the life you're going to live, 90% of your friends and family will go with you to that next vibration, but there's a good 10, 20% that stay behind. And that needs to be okay. A lot of people will spend their whole life trying to make $100,000 a year. Which, if you live in Montana or even Texas or like Illinois or like, I don't know, Wisconsin, that's great. But in New York, that's nothing. You need $130,000 a year to live in New York City. Did you know that? Okay, so you might be in a room most of your life for people trying to make $100,000 a year or more. But guess what? There are rooms out there where people are making $500,000 a year. We're making $1 million a year. To some people, that's not even a drop in the bucket. Do you understand? So do not let good get in the way of great. As I was saying before, the price for your new life is to sacrifice your old life. Okay? And there's nothing wrong with making 40 grand a year. There's nothing wrong with making 60 grand a year. That's not what I'm saying. It's an arbitrary number. New levels, new devils. And yeah, you shouldn't really be worried about devils. And that's not really the life to say. But listen, lived spelled backwards is devil. Live spelled backwards is evil. Just be aware. Eventually, your vibration is so high that it repels devils and demons. So you really don't need to worry about it. It doesn't mean that they aren't there. It doesn't mean that whatever city that you're living in, there isn't crime, even if that crime doesn't affect you. Does that make sense? Even if you're an honest person, it doesn't mean that there aren't cheaters out there. It just means that you're probably not going to attract many cheaters because you don't have that energy. You live by the sword, you die by it. You hear what I'm saying? It doesn't mean you need to be like, oh, I'm afraid. It's like, okay, listen, you don't walk around everywhere saying, oh, I have diabetes. Oh my gosh, the sky's falling, I have diabetes. But maybe if you're at a party and you're getting a little lightheaded, you might think back to that hour ago where you ate 3 cupcakes. I'm just saying. It's like, you don't have to be sky is falling catastrophization, but don't be ignorant, idiotic, and imbecilic. That makes you a moron. That's what I'm saying. So in order to get into this spot that everybody's trying to steal from us, by the way, somebody could have Aries moon or Capricorn rising. Somebody could be Libra rising with moon in the first house, or could this be Libra moon in general? Somebody also may have their Venus in Pisces. If you're one of those people, they're always going to have haters. It don't matter. Don't worry about impressing nobody. Because if they're trying to take you down, my dear, it means they're already beneath you. Like, that's what you need to understand. If somebody got shit to say, if somebody's sitting there critiquing how you live in your life, that means they don't have enough going on in their own life. Only a basic bitch is going to worry about what a boss-ass bitch is doing. That's what's up. Ain't nobody out there with something to do is worrying about some little old you who's trying to be on the grind and get that hustle and flow going. That's what's up. Don't worry about those bendejas, don't. Because what did I say? When you turn the light on in a dark room, the rachas, the cucarachas, they run back to the corner. Let them, leave them. Let them scamper and scurry away. And if you can do that, then the spot is yours. But see, the thing is, you've got to be in discernment. That's what happens. We've got to be in discernment because there's a lot of bottom feeders out there. This is what you call swamp-ass hoes, 7 of cups. Sete de copa, swamp-ass hoes. Even if it isn't, because not everybody is gross, I'll be honest, especially people from your family. Even if they are gross, you're going to want to deal with them. Just remember one thing. A lot of people are stuck in the matrix, and it's a construct, which means they bought into the lie. That means they need to willingly decide to leave on their own. And it's called attraction versus promotion. You don't sit there and spend all your time, energy, effort, and attention trying to sell a person on a new, bigger, brighter, and better life. Your life itself should call them, should attract them. You shouldn't have to sit there with your mouth explaining to them. And might that be the reason they're trying to tear you down anyways, is because they're jealous of how you flying high? Yeah, so I repel, I rebuke, I rescind, I revoke, I reject any entity, any ideology, any enemy not in alignment with my God sovereign free self. I hereby close all doors, lock all windows, collapse all portals, quarantine all dimensions, and block every single road to anyone in any time, space, timeline, or dimension that is not in alignment with my God sovereign free self. I recall, I reclaim, I return to rightful owner in the now, in the spirit, in the flesh, and in perpetuity. Do you understand? So it's a slow process. Nine of Pentacles, Cavalli Denari. But here's how that works. Here's how that works. It would have took you a long time to learn the lesson, but once you learn the lesson, overnight, it looks like a success. You know those people who are overnight millionaires? It wasn't overnight. It was 10 years of work that suddenly gave an instantaneous solution. Does that make sense? So go ahead and smash that like button. It's been an honor and a pleasure to serve you. This reading was hardcore, man. Ooh! Yeah, but we did it. 9 of Cups. With the Page of Swords. We did that because the Emperor Chicha. It was saying that we needed to defend our spot. So Mama had to come out and fight for us. I'm sorry, baby. Like, I am just like that. That was my true, genuine personality you just saw. But I like to leave a little bit more demure. Okay, a little bit more kind and polite. Okay, but it wasn't time for that. It wasn't the space for that. This is the fight for our lives. It's the fight for our soul. Okay, and listen. Fuck a motherfucker that wanna fuck with me. That's just what's up. I'm sorry. That's just what's up. Cause you know what the f, right? Really, like what the f? You know, go step in, go play in traffic or something. Leave me alone. And I'll be honest, like these people do need compassion. These people need love and kindness and caring, but there's no but. We might not be the one to give them what they need. We can walk away and pray for them. That's what the Two of Pentacles intercession is. Go before the altar, go before the throne. Say, hey, God, I had to leave this mother effer behind, but I love them, I honor them, I praise them, I care about them, even if they're a little rata cucaracha, even if they're a little swamp-ass hoe, even if they're stuck in the gutter. I care for them, they're in my heart. I love them, they're my family. I love them, they're my people. I just couldn't take them with me. They were going too slow, and I have this assignment. So that's what the Two of Pentacles is. It's intercession. It's the Five of Swords when you want to intervene. Let me just tell you, break it down before I go. Honey, intervention, intercession is the same thing. But here's the thing. Intercession is spiritual intervention. And intervention is physical intercession. So if you can't take them easily with you here on earth, go to the heavens and say, hey, God, I need to go holler at your boy. Go get your girl. I couldn't get her with me. She was too slow. She was not understanding the assignment, and I got this calling on my life. I just couldn't. Don't hate me. I'm feeling bad about it. You hear what I'm saying? That's what's up. Because these little star card, Spirit, Karma, Life, Path, Destiny, it's about bigger, brighter, and better. It's about the calling on your life. This is about a new future, a new destiny. The Wheel of Fortune's already come out, so it's about soul retrieval and soul restoration. I'm sorry. Like, what else is there to say? And look, luck in unluck. Okay? Fortune in misfortune. Okay? But this is what we got to do. We got to regulate the fives. So if we want to go by the book, if we want to be Polly Little Protocol here, little Patricia, processing Patty here, then we're going to have to deal with the basic ass hoes. Now, one great thing about the Little Fanta, La Papa, he does regulate the fives, but that means bringing order over chaos. These are chaotic hoes. So, listen, I'm going to say this and I'm going to leave it there. Your life will be the average of the 5 things you thought about, the average of the 5 people you hung on to, and the average of the 5 priorities that were at the top of your mind all the time. And people don't recognize that where you're spending your time is your actual priority. People don't realize that their calendar doesn't even reflect their priorities. So you don't actually choose your destiny, but the actions that you take become the habits that you form. And the habits that you form do impact your destiny. Here's the equation on that. Let me give you a little math. Whatever you're thinking impacts what you do. Whatever you do impacts the results that you get, and the results that you get reinforce your thinking. So how do you change your thinking? You change your beliefs. How do you change your beliefs? You confront your conditioning and programming. And let me tell you, you would not be 7 of Wands, Queen of Wands, having people trying to take you down if you haven't already done the work of confronting your conditioning and programming. You're on the high hill that you're on because you've had to condition yourself differently than how you were socialized. You've had to restructure, reformat your own mind. You've had to rearrange your own psyche, which means you've done the work. So whatever these people got to say, let them say it. Leave them behind. Tell them they're right and move on. Why? Don't argue with fools. Do not explain yourselves to idiots. Do not entertain imbeciles, and do not keep the company of morons. Class dismissed. Take good care, baby. I love you so much. It was an honor.